The principles of design that are in this photo, I think would have to start with lighting because you can kind of tell how there was a light flashed onto these bottles and the money and the pills and everything like that. Um, I think that's kind of what grabbed my attention was that you can see the reflection of the light in the bottles. Like depending on what color the bottle is, depends on what kind of light you'll see. And I think that's what makes it really interesting and why a lot of people use bottles for like decorations and things like that because of the kind of background you get with them. And I think that's another element would be background. By using these bottles in the background, you see more than one color, and I think that's super interesting and kind of what grabbed my attention whenever I was looking at the photos. Another element that I think would be space, how the bottles are spaced out, how the pill bottles are spaced out, and the money and everything like that. I think that really came together to make this photo is how everything's spaced out, not all clamped together in a big pile. And I think that this looks like something that you would actually walk into a house and maybe see because a lot of people doing a subject like this would push it all together and would make it look forced instead of just this looks natural. It looks like something you'd walk into a house and see. I think that makes it even that much more interesting. And then another element I think would be texture. Like whenever you look at photos of things that you've held in your hands, such as like a bottle, a dollar bill, a pill, things like that, you kind of like get that feeling like you can imagine picking it up and what it would feel like. And I think that looking at this photo, it does that. Like you imagine what it would feel like to pick the bottle up and to pick the dollar bill up and even pick the pills up if you like say if you were going to clean up. And I think that's is another element that goes into making this photo what it is. In my opinion, I think this photo was about vice. I think it's pretty obvious because there's drugs, alcohol, money, things like that that kind of go into the definition of vice. And so that's why I think this photo would be about that. Um, because that's kind of, I mean, like the definition of it includes the word drugs, and then alcohol is kind of thrown in there a lot with people who kind of try to interpret themselves, and even I would consider alcohol as one of those things. And then in terms of what I would change about the photo, I don't think that there's not much that I would change because I actually really do like this photo. Maybe take a picture kind of where you can like everything's in it. Like it looks like the pill bottle kind of the top of it almost didn't make it, and then even like a little bit of the side of it is kind of cut out. But other than that, I don't think I would change much about this photo because I really do like it. I think it's interesting. I think it looks natural, doesn't look forced, and I think that's super important. Whenever people were doing this project, is that they didn't make it look forced. They made it look natural, act like it just came along, and that it wasn't all thrown together just for the picture. And I think that's what's really important about this photo and what makes it that much better. And then in terms of improvement, I don't think that you could improve this photo a lot because it hits the subject, which made it obvious what the subject was. It's clear. It has good lighting. It covers everything that you would try to cover if you were doing this subject. And I think that's what makes this photo so good. So I don't think I would improve anything about this photo.